All right, guys, well, I'm back today with one of the most innovative flashlights that I've seen in 2025. We are looking at the brand new Wurkkos HD02, and not only is it a really nice flashlight with a strong beam and a bright turbo, it also has a UV light built in and a green laser. On top of that, it actually has side wings that fold out and turn on a lantern style illumination that is completely adjustable, and each wing is independent of each other. On the bottom, it's got a ton of mounting solutions to attach this pretty much to whatever you can think of, and all of this is going to be a great price at launch because Wurkkos has created a 50% off code specifically for my viewers, and you'll find that on the Amazon link in the description below. Wurkkos sent this out to the channel for me to test and evaluate a while back, and I've been biting my teeth ready for this thing to launch, and I had no idea that they were going to do the 50% off code, so I am insanely pumped, especially with all the specs and features. Speaking of those specs and features, we're going to talk about those right now, but before we do, let's talk about that price. These are generally going to sell for $129, and I honestly think they're worth every penny of that price point, especially with all the tech, specs, and features that went into this light. But again, at launch, you're going to have a redeemable 50% off code that drops the price to $65, which is a great value in my opinion. Now let's talk about what you get for that price. Starting at the top and working our way down. First of all, you have a really nice beam for the main light out the front with a great center spot and a really nice diffuse floodlight, allowing you to throw the beam for an incredible distance, but also give you a nice working area if you're using this. You long press to gradient up, double click to go into a blinding turbo up to 3200 lumens, and it also remembers the last setting you were at. So if you want a bright light, you keep it at a bright light. If you want a little bit of a dimmer light for around your house, you can dim it down before turning off the flashlight. Click that off, and again, it's going to remember that last lighting setting. The UV light is going to be phenomenal, especially if you're into a few key things. One is Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. If you're out there dealing with large quantities of cash, doing trades on Facebook Marketplace that your wife doesn't want you to do, checking that money to see if it's counterfeit is really easy with a UV light. If you're in law enforcement, or you're checking IDs at a door, at a gas station, or you're a bouncer somewhere, having a UV light makes it super quick and easy to detect counterfeit IDs with the click of a button. The other great thing is if you're out west, this can detect scorpions, it can detect certain types of gemstones, it can also charge the Lumen watches and detect stains in a ton of other places. I actually have a video dedicated on different sources and uses for a UV light, and it's really nice this has one. I actually use these also to detect antiquing uranium glass when I'm out and about at pawn shops, Goodwill, and things like that to find some really cool treasures. The next is going to be that green laser beam. That's pretty cool if you're a mechanic in the HVAC department and you're pointing out something to somebody that's incorrect or wrong with something that they've done, or again, standard presentations, playing with your cat, the list goes on. Very easy and nice toggle switch, very simple to operate, and you also have a low battery indicator built right into the side. Now, speaking of the battery, this is USB-C rechargeable when it's got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. That is very impressive, and that battery is located at the bottom of the light, and it's removable right here. So a lot of guys hate those internal batteries that can't be removed. This one can actually be removed. So if you did want to use this for like a bug out prepping situation or have a spare in some type of emergency kit or just daily EDC kit, you can pack a spare in. And I love the fact that Wurkkos has made that battery detachable from the system. Let's talk about these side wings. They automatically turn on when you pull them open. And this is a great ambient work light, and it allows you to have a ton of illumination and not just pointed directly down, but you can angle them out. You can also just use one light, and this is also a magnetic base, and I'm going to shamelessly plug one of my 704 gear knives that's on sale right now on Amazon. I'll leave the link to some of these smoking deals on these guys in the description below as well. That magnetic base is really nice because you can stick this to the side of your car while you're working on a flat tire, while you're working on the engine, or whatever you may be working on. Now, if you don't want to use the magnetic base, it actually has threads at the bottom, perfect for any camera or basic tripod mount. These are the standard 1/4 inch by 20 threads that are pretty much everywhere. Selfie sticks, tripods, camera equipment, the list goes on. And you can thread this on a micro tripod that are just a few dollars sometimes at the dollar store, or you can buy a little bit more premium one that folds up nice for different camping trips. Those side lights are also cool because you can adjust the temperature of the light by clicking and then long pressing again. So you can turn it on, click and long press, and you'll change the gradient of the light. So you can do a warm light as you see here, then you can long press and turn that up, long press to turn it down, click and turn, and then it goes back to a cool light. So you can really adjust the gradient and color temperature of that light for whatever situation you may want. If you're working on something in the field, you may want one of those really cool tones that helps pick up everything. But if you're playing checkers at night on a camping trip or you're reading, you might want some warm tones that are easier on your eyes, and that side light can adjust. Everything about this light is incredibly versatile, modular, and well built. The fit and finish is spectacular, and they are killing it when it comes to the pricing, especially when you consider that 50% off code on the link in the description below. In summary, I absolutely love this light. About the only downfall is its size. This would be a little bit difficult to carry as an EDC light in your pocket every single day, but to put in an EDC style backpack or kit or in your car or at your nightstand, this is like the perfect one light to rule them all for almost every lighting situation you can possibly think of. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you like all of this versatility or you're more of a traditionalist with an on and off button. I'd love to hear your thoughts. It helps me shape my opinions about what lights I'm going to review next. And again, if this is out of stock or the coupon's gone, that just means you weren't quick enough, unfortunately. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. Check to see if you're subscribed. Click that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.